This is a good spot for the Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to get into the playoffs because these other quarterbacks in front of them, I don't think they're going to play at a high level. They're going to drop some games. Buffalo in, Super Bowl pick still alive. Josh Allen is going to be dangerous.
Which team would you want to see least as the 7th seed? Steelers, Browns, Colts, Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Raiders, Bills.
Man, I think we saw it yesterday with Josh Allen. Man,
That's it. You don't want to see him.
You don't want
to see him.
Buffalo Bills playoff hopes are surely still alive, and if we get in, we're definitely going to be the most dangerous team in the AFC.
I do not think it's rock bottom for the Buffalo Bills strictly because of the quarterbacks you just said. Ain't none of them better than Josh Allen, and I think that they are going to drop some of these games.
Yes, they will.
I truly believe the Buffalo Bills is in a great situation right now. They're going to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, they are.
No one wants to face the Buffalo Bills. Everyone is hoping that we miss the playoffs, but do we really think teams like the Colts with Gardner Minshew is better than the Buffalo Bills?
Gardner Minshew is not taking the Colts to the playoffs.
Do we really think the Browns are better than the Buffalo Bills with Dorian Thompson-Robinson or Joe Flacco?
Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
Yeah, you see him
He's
play?
not taking Cleveland to the playoffs.
Myles Garrett getting banged up, having an MRI on his shoulder, although it looks okay, but it's clear that he is not 100%. Even the Pittsburgh Steelers with Kenny Pickett
and an offensive coordinator list team in the Steelers.
in that offense, who they just fired their offensive coordinator and they have been struggling. They clearly are not as good as the Buffalo Bills, and they don't have an offensive coordinator in the background like we had with Joe Brady. Houston Texans are ahead of the Buffalo Bills in this playoff picture.
All right, CJ Stroud playing well, but I think they drop a couple.
And the Bills are definitely a better team ahead of rookie CJ Stroud. Also some other scrap pieces that we decided to part ways with Devin Singletary and Jerry Hughes. And the Denver Broncos ahead of the Bills, and yes, they beat us, but hardly, and we proved that we could easily beat them.
Russell Wilson could always go back to being Russ. So I think if they get to 9-10 wins, that's going to get them in.
Just to reiterate my point in my previous video, I'll link it above. Sean McDermott does not deserve to get fired, and we can clearly see here the record between Andy Reid and Sean McDermott since 2017. Games within 8 points or 1 possession in the NFL. Andy Reid and Sean McDermott mirror one another. Andy Reid and Sean McDermott nearly have the same overall record. Reid with 34 wins to 32 losses. Sean McDermott 28 wins to 27 losses. This just proves how close the NFL is, especially since 2017. The parity in the NFL has never been tighter. Josh Allen's performance versus the Eagles on 3rd down, going 12 of 19, having 6 yards or more. 6 of 12 of those were actually 7 yards or more. This was the best 3rd down conversion rate of any quarterback the last 20 years. And I'm hearing a lot of Bills fans talk about Frank Wright being fired this week and that he should become our head coach. Well, the record does not lie. We can clearly see here that Frank Wright throughout his head coaching career is 41-43. And Sean McDermott in his coaching career, we can clearly see that his win-loss record is 68-41. Rich Eisen stated that 9 wins could actually be enough.
9 wins seem crazy. You get 3 somewhere here.
But is 9 wins going to be enough to make the playoffs?
I think it may be in the 7th seed.
For the Buffalo Bills to get that 7th wildcard seed. That means the Bills would have to win 3 of their next 5 games, which is very possible. I mean, heck, the Bills could win all 5 of those games. Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills are on a much-needed bye week. A big concern this season has been injuries and getting healthy and trying to adjust all season long. Now we have the time to reflect upon ourselves, get healthier with the injuries that we have, and Sean McDermott is 6-0 coming off a bye.
They get a bye now. Take a breath, take a beat, get away from football for a couple of days if you want. Get healthy, obviously.
James Jones on ESPN even joked saying that Russell Wilson could easily just return to being Russell Wilson. He said that there's no way that CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Gardner Minshew is definitely not a better quarterback. Dorian Thompson-Robinson or Joe Flacco isn't either. Kenny Pickett is not. James Jones believes the Buffalo Bills are still capable of getting into the playoffs playoffs because of our quarterback, Josh Allen. Even LeSean McCoy says anything is possible with Josh Allen as our quarterback.
When you got a guy like Josh Allen, you always have a shot in this league. You see he won 7 last night. You seen it?
And another reason why the Buffalo Bills are the most dangerous team in the AFC is because all of the pressure would be off.
When you get in, you're going to have zero pressure. Josh Allen is going to be playing football, and everybody is going to expect him to lose, or if he loses, it don't matter because he the 7th seed, 6th seed, whatever it may be. It's not going to be the pressure of being the number 2 seed, the 1 seed, none of that. It's going to be zero pressure for this dude. And I truly believe when he plays with zero pressure, he play lights out.
If we do sneak into the playoffs here as a lower seed, there is not going to be any expectation or any additional pressure on the Buffalo Bills like years past. Everyone making the Buffalo Bills a Super Bowl favorite last year, having such a high standard and expectation of this team, added a lot of pressure on this team. But Josh Allen without pressure going into the playoffs is an extremely dangerous thing. Playing like you have nothing to lose is a lot easier than playing like you have something to win for. The Broncos at 6-5, I could easily see them losing several games out of their next 6 games. I could see the Texans at 6-5 doing the same. The Colts at 6-5 losing more than 3 or 4 games. The Browns at 7-4, they could easily lose a bunch of games. And Kenny Pickett with no offensive coordinator at 7-4, I mean, you could easily see them lose 3 to 4 games. And that leads me to the Miami Dolphins. And another way the Buffalo Bills can get into these playoffs is by winning the AFC East.
The division. The Dolphins, they've already beaten them. Like, it's entirely possible you can somehow make up the 2 games on Miami before you see them in the last game of the season.
That would solidify things against a team that we already shattered at the beginning of this season, a team that we proved that we could already beat. And I know it is away in Miami, but guess what? We travel so well to Miami. All the snowbirds from Buffalo basically living in Florida. It's almost like a home game for Bills Mafia. The Miami Dolphins have a game against the Dallas Cowboys. They have a game at the Baltimore Ravens. They still have to play the New York Jets, and let me remind you, they lost Jalen Phillips to an injury against the Jets. We know how chippy the New York Jets are and how physical those games are. I'm not hoping for injuries, it's just a reality of it that the Miami Dolphins could easily lose a couple players during those games. Miami Dolphins have to play Derrick Henry, a running attack with Derrick Henry, one of the best to ever do it. How do you keep Tyreek Hill and Tua on the sidelines? Well, you run the ball, you win the time of possession with Derrick Henry. Realistically here, it is possible for the Miami Dolphins to lose 4 of these games against Dallas, Baltimore, the Jets, and possibly Tennessee. Now, Washington Commanders are probably the easiest game here against Sam Howell and without Montez Sweat or Chase Young, but you still never know. Even Rich Eisen admitting the Buffalo Bills are the most dangerous team in the AFC. I really believe the Buffalo Bills' roadmap to the playoffs is still not over. We definitely have a realistic chance at making the playoffs. Coming off a bye week, actually having time to get healthy here, having time to reflect upon what has been going wrong during this season, Sean McDermott is definitely going to be diving into the tape, making the needed adjustments. Bills are going to have this underdog mentality the rest of the season, and especially if we get into the playoffs. And in 2011, the New York Giants, who finished 9-7, became the 3rd team in NFL history to go on to win the Super Bowl, and it was against Tom Brady and the Patriots. The Bills could very well finish the season with a better than 9-7 record, and we could still make it to the Super Bowl. We're fully capable of doing that. You listen to Hall of Famer LeSean McCoy, you listen to Rich Eisen and James Jones, everyone knowing what the Buffalo Bills are fully capable of because of the quarterback play that we have with Josh Allen. Did you see the game versus the Eagles? Joe Brady and Sean McDermott clearly got the most out of Josh Allen during that game. Josh Allen played completely lights out, and I doubt that another coach in the NFL could get more out of him. So at 6-6, and all the fans calling for Sean McDermott's head to clean house, to get rid of Brandon Beane, to bring in a new coach who might not even vibe with Josh Allen, and then Josh Allen wants to leave. man, this season is not even over yet. The Buffalo Bills are clearly the most dangerous team in the AFC, and if we get into that 7th seed, or if Miami loses and we win the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills are going to get in, and we could easily get to the Super Bowl. You can't tell me that Gardner Minshew and Kenny Pickett and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Joe Flacco, rookie CJ Stroud are not going to make some crucial mistakes the rest of this regular season. I really think the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen are in the best shape that they could be in to make the playoffs here in 2023. But I truly appreciate you guys all so much. If you want to support me, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for future content. Additionally, too, you could check the link in the description, the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch with hoodies, long sleeve, t-shirts. We have red, we have blue, we got gray, we got black, free shipping. So make sure you guys check that out. But again, I truly do appreciate you guys, and go Bills.